Right, good morning, good morning. Today we want to learn something about how to prepare a cash book. Right, here I have a question. Enter the following transaction in the cash book of Alpha. Right, on January 1, brought 10,000 cash as capital. January 3, sold goods for cash 2,000. January 5, paid rent by cash $100. January 8, paid stationery by cash $2,000. And the final transaction on January 22, purchased goods by cash, $500. So we want to prepare a cash book using this information. Right, here we have to apply the principle. We state that all receipts, all money received should be recorded on the debit side. So this is our cash book, right? So the debit side is this side and the credit side is this side. So I write debit side here and credit side here. So what's the name of this statement we are preparing? It is called a cash book, right? So we name it a cash book. Then we draw our columns as they are like in this picture, right? So we want to record all these transactions. So let's start with the first one. Brought 10,000 cash as capital, right? So the owner is bringing cash into the business. So this is money received. So we have to record it on which side? The debit side. So what is our date here? Our date is January 1. So we write January 1. All right. This is cash being received as capital. So under details, we write capital. And how much was it? 10,000. We write our 10,000. Right. We move on to the next transaction. On January 3, sold goods for cash 2,000, right? We sold goods and we received cash. So money is coming into our business, so we are receiving money. So which side do we record? Obviously the debit side, because we are receiving, right? So what is the date? It's January 3. So what are these? These are sales. So under description, you write sales, right? How much is it? 2,000. We move on to the next transaction. January 5, paid rent by cash, $100. So the business is pumping out money, is making a payment of rent using cash of how much? $100. So all payments, we record them on credit side. So this is our credit side. So what is the date here? It's January. The date is January 5, right? We are paying for rent. So under details, we write rent. How much is it? It's $100. So you write $100 here. The next transaction, January 8, paid stationery by cash 2,000. Paid stationery by cash 2,000. So the business is pumping out money. So it's a payment also. Remember our principle, all payments have to be recorded on the credit side. So we take our date here, it's January 8. What are we paying for? We are paying for stationery. So we write stationery here. Stationery, right? We are paying it at what value? 2,000. So we write our 2,000 here. Right, we move on to the last transaction. On January 22, purchased goods by cash. Right, we are pumping out money. It's a payment for the goods we purchased. So we are paying these goods by cash of how much? $500. So we use credit side since it is a payment, right? What is the date here? It's 22. So we are paying for purchases since we purchased goods. So you write purchases, right? How much is it? $500, right? We have recorded all the transactions we are given here, both on the debit side and the credit side. Now, the next step is to balance our cash book. So how do we balance our cash book? The first thing we have to do, we have to add the total of all transactions we have recorded on the debit side and the total of transactions we have recorded on the credit side. Right. Let me punch in the figures in the calculator. 10,000 plus 2,000 on debit side. We are getting 12,000. Then I have to write this 12,000 somewhere else, right? This is for debit side. Then I move on to the credit side. We have 102,500. So I'm adding 100 plus 2,000 plus 500. The total is 2,000 600, and then I write it here, right? So this side is bigger than this side. So for me to balance my cash book, I have to take the bigger side. So the bigger side is the debit side. And how much is it? It's 12,000, right? So I put 12,000 in both sides, the debit and the credit, right? Then I underscore, you put double lines and one line up, double lines below, one line on the top, right? After doing this, right, the next step is to find the balancing figure on the smaller side, right? Remember the total here on debit, on credit side is 2,600. So for us to reach 12,000, for us to balance this account, we have to find the difference between the total of credit side against the total of debit side. So we are going to say 12,000, the total of debit, minus 2,600, the total of credit. Right, let me punch in the figures. 12,000 minus 2,600. The difference is 9,400. So I put 9,400. Right. So this figure will be my balance carried down for the month of January. So at the last day of the month, which is January 31, right? This is going to be my balance carried down, right? So if my balance carried down is here, my BD, my balance brought down from January to next month, will be on the debit side, right? So I will write 9,400 on the opposite side. So 9,400 here. Then my next month is February. So what is the first day of my next month? Is 1 February. So I write 1 February here, and this will be my balance BD. So this is how we prepare our cash book and balance it. I hope guys you have enjoyed and understood what I have explained. Right, see you